Shakur Stevenson called him a duck. He claims he sent you a contract to fight him with the WBC orders.
After much back and forth, the fight between Shakur Stevenson and Isaac Cruz has finally been confirmed. However, before agreeing, Isaac Cruz's team presented a necessary condition to Shakur Stevenson.
Everybody wanted to comment on my opponent.
After calling
like,
out Gervonta Davis for weeks and not seeing a potential matchup materialize, and with the possibility of a fight with top contender Vasyl Lomachenko also not coming to fruition, Shakur Stevenson has finally decided to move on and face Isaac Cruz.
The boy don't want no smoke. He said, oh, we didn't send the contract.
Gervonta Davis has shown interest in facing the top contenders in his division. However, his next opponent is likely to be Vasyl Lomachenko in a matchup set for later this year. A key factor pushing this potential fight is Lomachenko's age. At 36, he's nearing the end of his career. Tank's team may feel that now is the right time for this fight, as Davis has the age advantage while Lomachenko is clearly winding down his time in the sport. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson has decided to bide his time and wait for his opportunity. While doing so, he has officially set his sights on Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz to stay active. Despite not being the highest profile opponent, Cruz is far from a pushover, possessing immense skill and power. In fact, before Gervonta Davis fought Cruz a few years back, Tank was on a 16-match knockout streak, highlighting Cruz's toughness and potential.
Hell no, but I appreciate him.
The question arises, does a rematch between Davis and Cruz make sense, given Cruz's performance in their previous encounter? For now, Stevenson is eager to test himself against Cruz, keeping him sharp and ready for future challenges. Shockingly, Isaac Cruz was able to go the distance in his fight against Gervonta "Tank" Davis, making Davis's victory controversial as many felt Cruz was the favorite to win. Despite taking the fight on just a month's notice, Cruz showcased his resilience and skill. Since then, Davis has faced top fighters like Ryan Garcia, Frank Martin, and Rolando Romero, but none of them managed to challenge Davis the way Cruz did. This backdrop makes Shakur Stevenson's decision to fight Isaac Cruz particularly risky, as Cruz is almost as formidable as the opponent Stevenson truly wants, Gervonta Davis. Desperate times require desperate measures. With many fighters reluctant to face Stevenson, Isaac Cruz emerged as the only option that could bring both financial rewards and recognition. Stevenson's upcoming bout against Cruz also signals his impending departure from Top Rank. His next fight against Arman Haroun will be his last with Top Rank, as he is already planning his future beyond the promotion. Fans are curious how the fight between Stevenson rejected the idea. This time, Stevenson approached with different promises, and circumstances have changed. Cruz is now a world champion, giving him more leverage in selecting opponents. Stevenson's situation is further complicated by the business interests that have prevented a fight with Isaac Cruz until now. Stevenson and Cruz are represented by competing promoters and appear on different networks. However, the World Boxing Council, WBC, has ordered a final elimination match between Stevenson and Cruz, pushing the two fighters to face off if they want a chance to become the WBC's mandatory challenger in the 135-pound division. Remained silent on the reason for the initial rejection, but eventually revealed that Stevenson's style was not appealing to them. Gibbons echoed this sentiment, emphasizing that they want to avoid making the same mistake of choosing a stinky fight. The lightweight division is indeed heating up, with many fighters moving up to 140 pounds. Stevenson, however, remains a top contender at 135. Gibbons mentioned that Cruz and his team are keen on making exciting fights in 2024 and are focused on potential matchups with Rolando Romero or Ryan Garcia, both of whom they would fight in a heartbeat. For Stevenson, the fight against Cruz is more than just about to keep busy. It's a significant risk and a potential turning point in his career. A victory over Cruz would not only bring financial rewards, but also enhance his recognition and accolades. Cruz, known for his skill and power, is far from a pushover. His ability to challenge Davis, who was on a 16-match knockout streak before facing Cruz, underscores the difficulty of the task Stevenson faces. As the lightweight division evolves, the fight between Stevenson and Cruz stands out as a crucial matchup. It's a test of Stevenson's readiness to take on the best in the division and a chance for Cruz to prove that his performance against Davis was no fluke. With the WBC's mandate in place, fans can look forward to an exciting clash that could reshape the landscape of the lightweight division. The fight also represents Stevenson's strategic move to position himself for bigger opportunities in the future. By facing and potentially defeating Cruz, Stevenson aims to solidify his standing in the lightweight division and prepare for eventual showdowns with the likes of Gervonta Davis. The stakes are high, and both fighters have much to gain and lose. As the date approaches, anticipation builds for what promises to be a thrilling encounter in the ring. Isaac Cruz boasts one of the biggest Hispanic followings in boxing, rivaled only by Saul Canelo Alvarez. Cruz's popularity crosses over to the Hispanic market, while Ryan Garcia has a significant crossover appeal outside of boxing. This fight has all the makings of a huge event. Shakur Stevenson recently responded to Team Cruz's criticism of his style. "Pitbull doesn't want any smoke," said Stevenson on Instagram Live. He emphasized that despite Cruz's claims, he doesn't run in the ring and has increased his aggression in recent years. Stevenson highlighted his performance against the larger Shuichiro Yoshino, where he planted his feet and secured a 6th-round stoppage victory. Similarly, Cruz has been on a rampage since his close defeat to Gervonta Davis. The Mexican native stock soared with impressive victories, including violent finishes against Yuki Tsuda and Eduardo Ramirez. Stevenson's desire to face Cruz on February 1st, with a record of 24-0 and 17 KOs, stems from his championship aspirations. Despite being repeatedly turned down by Cruz's team, Stevenson believes a fight with Cruz would result in a one-sided beating in his favor. "I would have beat the hell out of him. He's too little. Little dude can't do nothing to me," Stevenson declared. While the matchup has been verbally agreed upon, Stevenson must first clear the obstacle of Artem Harutyunyan. A loss here would not only damage the possibility of the Cruz fight, but also severely impact his career. Even if Stevenson wins but performs poorly, as he did against Edwin de los Santos,